Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Shapes.io. In the previous episode we have taken care of some more complicated shapes. We finally got into blueprinting so we can go kind of crazy in today's episode. Before we take care of any additional shapes, however, I would like to set myself up an area where I start building a bunch of blueprints that I can conveniently copy over to my new designs. Before we do anything else, it's time to get the next upgrade going for belts, distributors, and tunnels. They now have 4 times the speed. That is going to be quite convenient, and we need to collect some more shapes. That's what I'm talking about. This upgrade caused our belts to be not consistent anymore, so we will have to adapt our blueprints over time the more upgrades we get. First of all, I want to make a nice blueprint for my cutting tool, and this time I would like to be it as compact as possible, also as consistent as possible. So materials are going to stream in from one side and the output is then going to be routed back to the beginning of the contraption. Oh, we have completed level 13 with a bigger and better tunnel. We now have this variant, so this has a range of 9 tiles. I like that. You know, I have to say this design for the cutters is actually not that bad. It doesn't take up a lot of space and I have my conditions true. The input is right here on the top and both of the outputs at the bottom. Now we basically just have to find the correct ratio in order to fill one belt entirely. And we can actually very easily expand this like so. That's pretty nice. Oh, look at this. We cannot actually extract enough materials. I have to add an additional extractor now. Can I do even one more? No, we are limited to 7 extractors and even that isn't filling up an entire belt. Yeah, I guess that might be the solution for now. Let's take care of the next machine, which is going to be the stacker. Then we still have to do the mixer and the painter, of course. Alright then, it looks like I've got all my blueprints ready. We need at least one more module for the color mixer, but everything else seems to be fine. Now, I do have a problem here with the cutting. We either need to make the cutting a little bit quicker, or we have to distribute the items more evenly. This shape here looks fairly simple for the extraction. Why not go for that? There we go, I have found another one. So we need to cut this in half and then half of the output we have to rotate 180 degrees, then merge them together and paint them blue. Actually sounds easy enough. We're gonna have 2 output lines. We can add another one for each and then I guess we could add another one with just 4 extractors in order to help out with the output. So that means we would do something like that and that, which means we should get 2 full belts at all times. We then want to go ahead and grab one of our cutting blueprints. So this contraption right here, let me actually get rid of that. That is confusing. We're gonna copy that over for just 460 in cost. That is pretty good. I think I want to go ahead and add 2 of these contraptions right next to each other and we are going to start to cut that up. I'm gonna add another line like so. So these are now being cut up and I should get both of my outputs ready. Actually, the output with the square we can just go ahead and delete. The other output I'm gonna grab from here and it's gonna be joining up here at the bottom. Hold on, one of these outputs I'm obviously gonna have to rotate, so I think I'm gonna do that right here. You guys are gonna be rotated 180 degrees. We're then gonna grab another underground belt and I guess at this point we can keep those lines together. So this is the shape we wanna combine in a stacker. We could technically add the stacker design right there. That should work out and we combine this and we should be getting our output. For symmetry's sake, I rearranged the extraction a little bit, and I think we can now also make this a little bit nicer looking here. Next up, we are going to extract our color. So we have the shape and we have the color. Let's grab a blueprint. We're going to need this blueprint here in order to paint something. And let's see, we probably want to start this right here. Let's give us a little more space in case we need to add more blue extractors. So blue is going into here and my weird shape is going into this one. Now we have access to the blue shape, so all we need is a white circle. Yeah, this looks much better. To get the white color, let's go ahead and mix something together. Red and blue and then probably, where is some green? Yeah, we could also mix some green and red over here. So we're gonna have one extraction site for the red, or actually 2 of those. And then we're gonna mix red with blue and red with green. Let's go ahead and grab our design for the paint mixer. Now, if we rotate this, could we do it right here? It would be nifty to have everything arranged in a similar way, you know? Yeah, I think I might actually do that and leave some space in between. So we can route the first red. No, actually, let's route the blue. And it will be going through here, joining this belt. And the red color right here is going to be, let's go down here and join over at, well, I guess this belt over here. That should be good. And we can set up a tunnel for this. So we'll have the magenta output here. Oh, thinking about it, we could use... we're going to need a third color mixer. So good thing I left some space. We are going to go down below here, join up with the other red, which is then going to come into the second paint mixer factory. And we're going to do the same thing with the green, which is going to come down below, joining this belt right there. So now I have both of my colored outputs and I can go ahead, copy this over one more time right here. We're going to bring yellow down at this point and then the magenta down at this point. All we now need are the circles. So we're going to extract a couple of those. And of course we need to go ahead and paint them, which is going to happen right here. And of course everything is expandable towards the right as per usual. Should be able to bring this down and over. Let me see, the input of the item is actually at the bottom. So we'll have to reroute this. The white items can go in here and the circles go in there. Now I have access to my white circles and I have access to the star shape there. So of course what we now need to copy over is our stacker design, which I could technically have right here going up. I kind of like that idea. We're gonna do it like so. Gonna bring down my star shape and now we'll have to check which way we have to arrange this. For now, I'm just gonna do it like so. And this one goes in here and let's see if we get the right shape. And of course I got it the other way around. It's always the same. So instead what we want to do is route these items, not in here, but in here. And the white items would go in there. Should be fine. Let's bring out the end product with a belt. And for now, I'm just going to delete everything we don't need. We will be going down here. And obviously, we want to join our hub. Let's see. I'm probably going to do it right there and join down here. This one would then go into a different slot in the hub on the left side. Okay, wonderful. That looks good. I mean, some of the shapes are still incorrect, but that should stop soon enough. And now we only need to collect 23k of those items. No problem. As long as we almost get a full belt's worth, this shouldn't take too long while we, produce the other stuff. But look at this. This is now a quite organized factory station. Let's now go for the quest item. This sounds very intriguing. Deliver 8 per second for the belt reader. So there's some automation probably going on as well. And I presume this is going to be a temporary thing. So if we just get some circles going with red and some circles with green, then cut them up a little bit, we should be absolutely golden. Let's get green. Let's get some circles going. We're also going to get some red going here. I'm always setting up 6 of the extractors at this point. I'm actually going to need a second line of circles, of course. Now let's get our paint stations going. Yeah, let's set up 2 stations like so. As I said, this is going to be temporary, so we will have to remove this again. But for now, all I want is red in here and green in there. No, what am I doing? Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Of course, we are painting items. Oh, hopefully I can get rid of these. What I actually wanted to do is lead the items in at this point and then lead another set of items in at this point. Yeah. And then, of course, we bring in the green color at this point, go over there. And the red color should be going in at this point, come over here. Now, I fear I might have to delete a few things in order to get this running. Yeah, basically all of these belt items I will have to replace just by clicking on them a couple of times. That's good. Everything you replace, the items disappear. Good. I now have a red output and a green output. We need to combine these items. Let's once again check how we have to stack them. Of course, it's the other way around. So the red will have to join into this slot. It's always the other way around. But that is fine. Let's just go ahead and copy our stacker design. I'm gonna add that right here. Let's see. Yeah, that is probably good enough. Okay, this is actually good. We can lead red into this slot and green would be going into this slot. And now we have our output. So I'm probably gonna set this up like so and so. Do I have enough space? I think so. We want to go ahead and cut this up once. We have 2 outputs, both of which we want to rotate, I guess. We should be able to rotate this clockwise, like so, and then cut it up one more time. And then we're gonna do something similar with this guy, but we need to rotate it anti-clockwise. So rotate this way. I have to add another cutter machine for this to work. So I guess we're gonna copy this over one more time, like so, bring this into here. And now we have a whole bunch of outputs we can utilize. Get some belts out of here as well. Maybe I didn't leave myself enough space. Almost looks like I might have to use a different belt here in order to mix those. That is so convenient. Okay, this output we also want to rotate like so. And then we can already combine these items. That should be fine. So we have them on one line. These guys here are facing the right way. So if we combine this as well, we should be golden. So all we have to do is bring this back to the hub, which should technically be no problem. We bring this all the way up here to this slot. You know, that might have been a little bit of an overkill, but it really goes quickly with the blueprint, so it doesn't really matter. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Now we have unlocked the storage. This is gonna be amazing. Now we can actually make really intriguing systems. It prioritizes the left output, so you can also use it as an overflow gate. I really like that, I have to admit. But as I said, it doesn't look like we're gonna ever need that item anymore. So what I'm gonna do is get rid of that again. Give me back all of that space, please. Well then, while we wait for our extractor upgrade to kick in, we can already take care of the next shape, this one here. We're gonna need white, red, green. We have everything here. We have the star shape and we also have the circle. The first thing we can do, and probably the easiest, is grab our stars, and we're also gonna grab a green color over here. I'm now actually stacking the extractors a little bit differently, like so. This way we don't have to worry too much about the upgrades, and it's still kind of slick. Then we are gonna go back to our blueprint area, and what we want, what do we want? We wanna paint some stuff. Let's go ahead and start this over here. I'm actually gonna copy this over here. And we're gonna add it to those star shapes. That's a little bit easier. So I can input my items here at the bottom. We should be able to go, come on, what are you doing? Anyways, I wanted you right here. And then we can grab our green color, bring this over like so and down there. And just like that, we have our green stars. They should accumulate soon as the color is catching up. Now for the more complicated part, we will have to cut a circle twice, rearrange it, stack it up again, paint it, and then stack it up again. Let's go ahead and just take care of those circles first of all, stacking them together on one line. We're then gonna grab one of our cutter designs right there. And at this point, I might want to be a little bit careful. Let's make the design downwards. That should be good. Yeah, actually that is perfect. So I have to cut everything up twice. Let's maybe first bring in the items and see how that works out. So we could, for instance, rotate everything clockwise. Then we're gonna need another cutter design. One is gonna go right here and another one right there. We can go ahead and cut these guys right away, and then we will be getting 2 more outputs. We're gonna go ahead and cut the other design here as well, and we are gonna get another 2 outputs. So now we need to stitch them back together. Gonna copy over one of you. Could I do this, for instance, like so, and then add another one on the top? I think that might just work out. So what did I say? I wanna combine this guy with this guy. I wanna bring this into my first output, this into my second output. And then last but not least, we want to combine this guy with this guy. So we are going to output them here. That should be fine. So I'm going to move this all the way up here. And I'm going to move that all the way up there. Now, once again, I have my 2 outputs. I should be able to tunnel this all the way over here. I love the new tunnels already. And now we have our individual background shapes, one of which needs to be red and the other one needs to be white. The red one should be fairly easy to do. I'm probably gonna set this up right at this point, and then before we do the white, we first have to create the color. But with the shape hooked up right there, all we need is a bunch of extractors, which I'm probably gonna set up like so. This needs to join here in the back. Okay, no problem. That's why we have the underground belts. Great, shape number 1 is ready. Let's go ahead and mix some white color. Actually, let me check something. You know what? Look at this table. I just noticed we technically only need 1 mixed color. So I was overkilling it by mixing 2 colors and then mixing those together. What we could do is just get some red and then a cyan, for instance, in order to get white. So let's copy over a color mixer design. We're gonna go back to our design. We're gonna need, let me see, the blue and green. We could technically do it over here. Here I have all the colors together. I think that is the better idea. So we're gonna extract red on its own and blue and green together. If we add one machine like so and another one like so, we should be golden. Extracting some green right at this point, mixing it all together and bringing the belt over here. And we're gonna do the same thing with the blue. Get this all together. The cyan is gonna go right back into the next coloring machine. We're gonna do some of that. That's gonna be 9 extractors, but who cares? As long as we get one belt full of red, I'm actually pretty happy. And we have the white color extracted right there. Wonderful. Let's bring this up, because what we now need is another painter design, and we're gonna place that right here. Yeah, I think that's gonna work out. Where do we have to input the color? Here in the back. So this can come right here and sneak in, and the items are gonna be input right there. Wonderful, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's grab a stacker design, which is right here, the huge one. And if we're lucky, all we have to do is add this right here, and we will have our output here at the bottom, being able to stack the green with the other shape we're producing right now. So let's go ahead and bring this up. I'm gonna leave myself the space for the output. Those guys are gonna be stacked. Oh, hold the phone. Do this correctly, please. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. This is also the correct shape, and we just have to combine it with this guy. Let's see, can I add this right here? Is this going to be the right order? We'll have to see. This is coming back here anyways. And we are going to input this here. This is driving me insane sometimes. Okay, I got it wrong once again. Of course, it needs to be the other way around. We need an underground belt at this point, and we're going to lead the green in at this point. So now that should be the correct order to stack them. Yay, I'm getting the items. I'm so glad. Okay, all we have to do is bring this up now. Join my other belts. Oh yes, you come all the way over here. Come all the way down into this slot. Okay, not bad. I took a little bit more space than I wanted, but you know, once again, I'm probably gonna end up redesigning a couple of things. I mean, it is niftier than in the first and second episode. I would like to do this in a more organized manner, and now for some contraptions we have kind of an overkill in certain designs and an underkill in other designs going on. But mainly I'm waiting for an upgraded extraction that is gonna speed things up again. And then I guess we are working on cutting, rotating and stacking at the moment. So the only thing we are not collecting is the shape for the mixing and painting. Before we get to this shape, which is going to be a little bit complicated because we need double the amount of this shape, which is kind of annoying to produce since it doesn't naturally occur. But I essentially am not very happy with the amount of items we have going on in our belts. We have to improve that. So I think I'm going to wait for the extraction upgrade that should change everything back and hopefully fill up more of my items again. And until then, I'm going to do this shape here off camera. I think we are going to have more complex shapes that we can do together. For instance, this new main shape that we need for the quest. What do we actually unlock next? A quad cutter. Oh, that might actually be really useful. And again, it might make me redesign a couple of our things. Alrighty, I thought about this for a tiny bit, and this is how I want to set up my future factories. So it resembles more of one big assembly line and it's not all over the place facing into all different directions. The way we're gonna do this is we're gonna input items from the bottom, and it's gonna have the tendency to go to the right. This way we will also easily be able to tell whether or not we have enough items on each belt. Now I've actually just unlocked another upgrade. Oh yes, I can definitely use that, especially the rotating upgrade. Wow, look at this shape. This is insanity. Well, what we're gonna do now is the main shape, and I've actually already prepared it. The first thing with my new contraptions that I'm gonna do is always gather up all the materials. So these are all the raw inputs that we're gonna require in order to make this shape. We're gonna need to mix some red and green, actually twice, in order to get the yellow. Then we need to mix one yellow with the blue in order to get the white, and therefore we will have all of the colors available. Let's go ahead and copy over one of my color mixer designs. And we want to get things started approximately here. That should be good. So this is going to be one color mixer for red and green. Then we want to have that one more time. I'm going to leave a little bit of space in between, though. Is that really necessary at this point? You know, we could probably risk making this a little bit more compact. Let's set up a bunch of these designs in order to get the color mixing done. So first things first, we're gonna take some red and we're gonna bring this all the way up here. We're also gonna take some green and bring this up there. Now we wanna go ahead and do this one more time. Red is gonna go in here. And then of course green is also coming in right there. And now we should get yellow twice. We're gonna bring over the blue just like that. And now we wanna mix yellow with blue. In the meantime, we wanna continue red, probably here. We don't need the green anymore. You know, if we wanted to, we could do this even more intelligently by actually having the right order already. I think I wanna try that. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces free. This should be the earliest we implement the red. Then as said, I want the green color to join up with this input. We then want to go ahead and grab another red color. This should be the next in line, going right there. And last but not least, another green color, and we should be at the point where we were before. The next color, of course, is going to be the blue, joining up with the blue right there. Come on, right there. And last but not least, we have the red line just as we did before. Great. This leaves us with one yellow belt right there. So we have red, yellow, and white at our disposal again. And of course, we should also continue the other ones. This feels so much more satisfying. Look at this. Now we have all of our outputs ready. We can continue painting a few things. And once again, we want to make sure we leave enough space downwards. But I think I'm not gonna need the gaps in this case, since everything is coming down again, the outputs. So there's gonna be my first paint station for the stars, for instance. And then we need another paint station for the circles. Oh, I just noticed we're gonna need another line of stars. That is actually really inconvenient since I had to grab the stars from all the way up here, but we can still do it. I'm just gonna add a second line, but of course if we want to fill up the belts completely, we are going to need double the amount of stars. Looks like I have just enough space to get through everywhere. Oh man, this is really far away. Anyways, let's paint the first star red, so this can go away, and now we need to make our way up there, and I think I'm gonna do it right here. So we're not gonna need this anymore. And what we should be able to do is simply this, right? Bring the stars over and out. This is gonna give us the red star output. We also need a white star. We should be able to do that on the next occasion right there. So we are gonna input the stars at this point. And then we are basically left with the circles. We need to paint those. Easy peasy, should be able to grab both of these materials. We're gonna copy over one more of those machines right there. Bring the yellow paint into here and bring the circles into there. Now I might want to rearrange a few things here to make it niftier. Gonna bring my yellow circles down here. I would like to continue them on this line. The white stars should go into here. Let's see, what do we need to stack first? Maybe the red star and the yellow circle. So my guess is the red star would go on the next line. Let me actually bring this down a little bit. This might help. Though I guess at this point it doesn't matter too much. We can just bring this in here. That should be good for the white stars. Bring this over and add some more of those. Come on, that was too far. No problem, this way it looks at least a little more symmetrical. Okay, so now we have these outputs. What we now want to do is stack everything. Back to my blueprints. We want to do 2 sessions of stacking. No problemo. Look at this. This is so amazing. This game is really addictive, I have to say. Whatever we put into this line is going to be stacked on top of the other thing. So what we want to do is add the red stars right there. And then the yellow circles should go in here. So I don't even need this line technically. Whoops, I got a little bit of a production error there. For some reason, the other belts connected, but we got this hooked up correctly. What we now want to do is input the star shape with the yellow circle into the second input. We want to slap the white star on top of this, so this should go right here. And then once we get an even output going on here, come on. Still got some of these boogers in the joint. Anyways, we will probably do fine with an underground belt, move this over, and I'm gonna keep deleting a couple of these items. Actually, it's not really necessary. It doesn't matter what we input into the hub. But there we go, we now have the final shape, and all we have to do is bring this all the way back to our hub, which is over here. So I'm guessing Yeah, I probably just want to make my way over there. So we're going down underground belt right there. We're gonna join this line and then head all the way over until we line up with our input line. At this point, move up. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. You go here and right in there. I mean, they do have a long ways to go, but look at this. We will be getting those 6K stars in absolutely no time. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to do. This is much more organized, and it's going to be easy to maintain the system in case we don't get enough of the shapes. But there we go. With that out of the way, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.